Hello, everyone. We're here today to talk about the different steps that a project goes through, from initiation all the way through construction and completion. If you're following along with this textbook, The Kitchen and Bath Business and Project Management, we're in Chapter 11. You may remember this summary of the kitchen and bath design process from our intro class, and it's in your kitchen planning textbook. This just focuses on the act of design. So you start by identifying the client, organize the client's information. This is kind of programming. You're going to develop your initial floor plans and diagrams. You're going to move into 3 dimensions. Finally, reevaluate your plan. Maybe you need to change some things, and end up with details, details, details. In our semester here, as you work through your personal project, you should be most of the way through this particular design process. This also might be familiar to you. This is expanding the scope a little bit. Instead of just talking about a design process, now we're talking about a more full process for a complete interior design project. And this is defined by stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. In stage 1, you analyze your client's needs. In stage 2 is mostly the design stage, space planning, reviewing it with your client, ends with client approval. In stage 3, you draw up the contract documents and permits, and stage 4 is project management. These stages kind of map to the AIA project processes. You might be a little bit more familiar with these names: schematic design, design development, construction documents, and construction administration. But here in this section of the course, we are focusing on a kitchen and bath installation project from the point of view of a showroom owner or a business owner. Okay. And for this kind of project, your Kitchen and Bath Business and Project Management course says that the project processes are planning and estimating, scheduling and ordering, installation, and post-installation. I like to call it project completion. How do these map to the previous system that we saw before, those AIA project phases? Well, it turns out that the planning and estimating part of a kitchen and bath installation project covers schematic design, design development, construction documents, and starts into construction administration. And then the whole rest of the processes that we're going to talk about, scheduling and ordering, installation, project completion, they all fit under that construction administration headline. So let's talk about the first step, which was the planning and estimating process. This process is going to start with a job site survey. You're going to create a preliminary budget and work through it with your clients. You're going to create a conceptual design. Remember, this is all of the design development phase. And again, work through it with your client for approval. You'll finalize that design. You'll finalize or get more firm numbers for your budget. The next step is to make some material selections and, again, get even harder numbers for those budget estimates. Next, we're moving into the construction documents phase. If we're talking about those AIA phase names, prepare your presentation and working drawings. Moving into the construction administration phase of those AIA phases, you're going to sign some contracts and make some final material selections. The next step in your kitchen and bath installation project is called the scheduling and ordering process. And first, we go through a scheduling exercise and set your schedule for the entire installation project. All right, this is very important. Get all of your subcontractors lined up and your project ready to go. Next, you're going to order and receive all your non-cabinet products. Now, your textbook is very specific about making sure that everything arrives on the job site before you start your project. The final step, or the final piece of the puzzle here in this scheduling and ordering process, is pre-installation communication. There's a lot of back and forth that has to happen in this section. Remember that we still haven't broke ground. We haven't done any demolishing or any construction work. So some initial meetings, pre-construction meetings, and coordination has to happen here. The next step to your kitchen and bath design installation project is the construction process, and this is the rough construction. So we're talking about any footings, foundations, any framing, walls and roof, any HVAC that's going to happen, the plumbing and electrical, especially all the rough in for your kitchen installation. And finally, the finishing, the finished wall surfaces in preparation. And ongoing through this process is a series of inspections for safety. These are all the processes that you learned about, or maybe you're about to, in the Kitchen and Bath Systems class. Finally, we've made it to the installation process. And remember that this whole project process we're working through is from the point of view of the kitchen and bath showroom owner. All right, so we've come to the meat of this owner's work here. And although some showrooms subcontract this work out to installers, they still may provide project management and oversight for this kind of process. So start by preparing your surfaces. That may overlap with the previous slide of the rough construction. And that next, install flooring. Now there's two options here. Remember, your room is pretty much bare at this point. Right? You can either install flooring now and cover the entire floor. Okay, this is pretty common. Or you can delay this and install your cabinets first and all the way to the subfloor, and then install your flooring in between the cabinets. All right, depends on which flooring system you're using. Next, the cabinets are delivered. Once they are in place, you're going to template the countertops. Okay, those countertops aren't templated or ordered until after the cabinets are installed. While you're waiting for the countertops to be delivered, there's some trim work. Finish your decorative surfaces. Next, you install the countertops and the backsplash. The next step is to install the appliances, fixtures, and fittings. Anything else that might be decorative. And one of the last things to go in is your lighting fixtures. At this point in the project, with all of the fixtures, fittings, cabinets, countertops, etc. installed and in place, this is usually called substantial completion. That's the name for this stage of a project. All right, so we've reached substantial completion. What's left? It turns out there's a lot left, and I call this stage the project closeout. I think your textbook calls it post-installation. All right, this part starts with the punch list. Punch list is a process where the designer, the contractor or subcontractors, and the owner will review the project and make note of any last work that remains to be done. Okay. If there's any final inspections that need to happen, they go in this phase. The punch list work is then completed, and the project is eligible for final payment. So you can submit a final invoice and expect final payment at this section. The contractor will issue the final certificate of occupancy after all of those inspections have taken place. And if there's any warranty work that kind of lingers after the project is done, that's the very last thing, the very last part of this project. And one important piece to note, a lot of people forget about, and it's a really good business practice, is to do a post-project review. This is an in-house review. What were your expectations going into this project? And what lessons learned did you find out as you were going through the project? And finally, a cost accounting. When all the numbers are in, did you actually make money? Why or why not? And what could you do differently next time? Okay. All right, everyone, this was a pretty systematic review of the project processes from beginning to end of a kitchen and bath installation project. Thank you.